Welcome back in Rednecks. How we doing today? Welcome back to the history of Elliottsville, aka Hoggtown. When we last left off, was getting ready to talk about the school. But again, let me specify this, please. Please like, share, and comment on the videos. It gets my videos out there in the YouTube algorithm. And if you like what I'm doing, I'll be doing some more readings about this. There's a little bit of special guests sometimes coming in. I've got some other stuff I'm going to be doing here pretty quickly. But where we left off last was in the history of Hoggtown, or Elliottsville, was we're getting ready to talk about the school. So, I'm talking about the school now. Hoggtown was not without a school. For probably long ago as 100 years, a one-room school building was erected on the hill near Marvin E. Atkins. The earth served as a floor. You imagine that? Going into the school and no concrete, it's just a dirt floor. But back then, that's what the houses, most of the houses had dirt floors, so yeah. Long benches to sit upon were made from logs. Miss Elizabeth, Judge Redwine of Sandy Hook, and Mr. M.F. Fiderward, I don't know how to say his last name, I'm not going to butcher it, but we'll just keep going here. Dr. H.L. Wilson's mother were some of the first teachers. This was torn down, and a one-room school with a storm hall and two cloak rooms, one for the girls and one for the boys, was erected near the highway on the side of the road. Some of the teachers who taught at this building prior to 1929 was Mr. I.E. Pelfrey, Mr. Orville Carter, and Ari Lewis Atkins, all three residents of Elliottsville. At the present, also Mary Hogg and Houston Johnson. In the year of 1929, Mrs. Linda Messer, Superintendent of Rowan County Schools, and Mr. C.B. Turner, a member of the Board of Education, together with others, succeeded in getting a high school at Hoggtown in order to take care of the students. Another room was added to the building before the school began. There was still a need for an extra room as three teachers, Mrs. Pearl Brown, Mrs. Ed Williams, and Mr. John Bailey, principal, were hired to teach. In spite of the difficultness of the school, began as was planned, with Mr. Bailey taking the high school group to an old vacant store building in the center of the village. In the meantime, another room was being built. No one tried harder than the principal, Mr. Bailey, to make the school a success. He was a hard worker. Often after school and on Saturdays and Sundays, he would walk and ride miles out into the country, gathering boys and girls who he thought could be in school. Many times had to persuade the parents to let their children or child who had been out of school for a few years. Soon he had enough students to meet the requirements for the high school. He still continued to do many things to encourage boys and girls to Hoggtown. Often he bought books for those who was unable to buy them for themselves. Everyone who knew Mr. Bailey realizes the part he played in making the school a success. During the 3 years he was principal in 1932, a partition was built in the original building, and an extra room was built on the other side. Then 4 teachers were employed: John Bailey, Mabel Hackey, Iron Turner, and Bartholomew Williams. In 1934, Grace Lewis was added to the faculty, and John Cahill became principal. A year later, the county board purchased a small residence back of the school, remodeled it, and hired Mr. Bill Lane and Orville Carter, new teachers, and moved the pre-Jerry grades further up the hill. Thelma Allen replaced John Cahill as principal. In 1937 and 1938, these changes came. Mr. Ted, I don't know how to spell his last name, became principal. Mrs. Arthur Hogg, Beatrice Lewis, and May Carter were the new members of the faculty. Both Sandy Gap and Open Fork were consolidated with Elliottsville. The new stone building began in 1937 with the assistance of the WPA. Was about completed, so the teachers and the pupils moved into it. In 1939, Bradley Schoolhouse washed away. In order to take care of the students, the board and superintendent decided to move the children to Hoggtown. Bessie Mae Barchfield, who had already been hired to teach Bailey School, came too. This meant a total of 7 teachers with an enrollment of 225 students. The school, as well as the village, was rapidly growing. The new gymnasium will be finished soon. A group of patrons are working with Mr. Coswhite, trying to get rural electrification. The hope is that it will be accomplished before the school opens in September. The yard is being graded and landscaped with the help of assistance of the NYA. Let me double check. Nope. We feel that no other school in the country has surpassed it in growth in so short a period. The 2 board members of this district, I.E. Pelfury and Claude Turner, together with a former superintendent, Linda Masser, and the present superintendent, Ray Cockright, and the other board members, and work very diligently, the patrons and the pupils recognize and appreciate their ongoing effects. That's just a little simple story of how the town of Hoggtown got its school and how it got started. So hope y'all like that one. And you do me a favor while you're sitting here watching this. Could you hit the like button and the share button? And give me a couple comments on this, see if y'all like it. Got some other stuff coming up here, so it may be pretty cool. But yeah, just go ahead and hit that like button. It doesn't cost nothing. It doesn't even hurt. Just kind of tap that little thumbs up button right there, and it'll show you. But also, if you like what I'm doing, I got some other stuff. I got car shows coming up. I've got a few more readings coming up. I got some interviews coming up with some people. So please, if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to the channel. With all that being said, be good to each other. Love one another. Be blessed. Redneck out. Just want to come on here real quick again and say thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. That being said, y'all have a good one. Redneck out.